Hello again. So I'm off out. First ever solo wild camp. I was supposed to be going with another YouTuber, but he's had some sort of personal issues, so he couldn't attend. So I decided venture out on my own. 40 tomorrow, so I'll be seeing it in up on top of the hills. As you can see, the Peak District is great with visibility today. I'm going up hills that I've never been up before. Haven't even planned where I'm going to camp, so it's a bit of an adventure. I have looked, however, on Google Earth just to see that there is some spots up there, so I've got some ideas in mind, but yeah, it's just a case of getting up. Got some of the winter gear with me, so heavy pack today, which is taking a bit of getting used to again after these lightweight summer ones, but it'll be fine. I just stopped for a 2-minute break because I'm fat and unfit. Like I keep saying, it's something I am working on. As you can see, it actually looks really nice in here. Still really foggy. I'm hoping the views clear up at least by the morning, so I can get myself a bit of a sunrise, but if not, then I'll deal with it and I'll walk back down. At least I'm out, at least I'm camping, at least I'm hiking and working on my fitness and working on my health, working on losing weight. So it's one of them things, you know, we can't always get the weather, but there's far worse things in life that could happen than having a bit of fog. And you know, like I said, it's made the forest I'm in, or the woodland, whatever it is, look really nice. I'm not giving up the location yet at where I am, but I'll keep taking some shots on the way up and see if you can piece it together. So it's looking like I found a spot. It's still, as you can see, ridiculously foggy up here. I've been here about half an hour now, not seeing anybody. It is the quietest place I have ever been. There's just nothing. It's a little bit early yet. It's currently only 3 o'clock. Sunset is about 4:30, so I think I'll give it to about 4 o'clock before I set the tent up, just in case obviously there's people about. I'm hoping obviously some of this fog disappears, but God knows. I'm just about to have myself a cup of coffee and some porridge to eat. The cafe that there is down at the bottom wasn't open when I got here, so I didn't manage to go there for any lunch, so I've not had anything since breakfast. So I'm planning on being up about 5 in the morning anyway, so I can grab myself something to eat on the way home. If not, I'll get something when I get there. It's only about an hour. About 2 miles from the car, and it's all downhill from here, so it's not even a bad hike out either. So all being well, I'll survive the night. I'll wake up tomorrow morning not dead, seeing as it's my 40th, and it should be a good night. And fingers crossed I get some views in the morning. For anybody who's wondering why I was using the top of my porridge for a lid for my cup, simple reason is it's nothing to do with weight. I'm just an idiot and forgot the lid. Out of all the stuff that I brought, all the weight, bringing winter gear, which is obviously a lot heavier than my summer gear, I didn't bring a lid for a titanium cup that weighs about 3 grams. But It's one of them things, you improvise. This has come in quite handy. I'm actually probably going to keep this wrapped around my Alp Kit spoon. Just you never know how handy a piece of foil can be when you're out and about. Simple to leave it like that. I spoke about this spoon before. Absolutely love this spoon. Best thing about it is, while I'm making food, I've got the spark end for with my porridge, and then I can still make a brew using the flat end to stir my brew. So it works both ways. Current stove I'm using today, Fire Maple Polaris stove, is just it just makes most of my camps. It's just such a good stove. So just having a bit of a wander. Like I said, it's somewhere I've never been before, so it's quite cool. It's I quite like seeing the hills when they're when they're in fog and stuff like this. I think it was when I did Dragon's Back with Steph. We went up there again as well for the views, and once again, this is what we had, which in a way for me is good because I don't like heights. I don't like seeing over cliffs, which is weird for somebody who likes being up in the hills and likes hiking, but yeah, it's a cool little spot. Found tons and tons of areas of potential for camping. There's loads of little flat spots like this one here in front. It's like really flat between them rocks. I think the pitch that I've found is nicer. I quite like where I am. It looks like I'm going to get quite a good view in the morning if the fog clears up. Don't know if you can see where my bag is, but that's where I am. If you see where I've pitched, well, not pitched yet, but where I've put my bag for pitching, I've got plenty of coverage with these rocks behind me. The path's at the other side of them rocks. I've got some rocks at that side to give me some more coverage, and I've got rocks over this end, so I've got plenty of coverage. Not that there's even the smallest hint of wind. But yeah, I've picked there. It seems to be slightly more elevated as well, which is what you want. It's flat ground, but it's elevated above the other bits of flat ground. So it worst come to worst, and we got rain, which I'm not forecast. It doesn't look like I'm going to get soaked through, which sounds absolutely lovely. It's a bit of a strange one because, as you can see down that way, I don't know what's there. So for all I know, I could be 100 yards away from a farmer's house, and I just don't know. This is one of the areas that I'd sort of looked on Google Earth, so I think the closest building's about a mile in that direction, so I should be alright. But yeah, it's a lovely little spot. Plenty of rocks, plenty of coverage, and hopefully, I think Macclesfield's that way, so hopefully I should get a nice view over Macclesfield in the morning. So that's home for the night set up, all ready to go. Pitch is reasonable. It wasn't as flat as I thought it was, but it's flat enough. It'll do for the first one. But yeah, just get the rest of the bedding and stuff in now. So quick update on the Nemo air mat. Luckily, I have brought the sack with me, so I'll do a bit of a time lapse now of me filling that up. So as you can see, that's my mat up, and I'll take you in to show it. So as you can see, that's the Nemo tensor in. Lovely, lovely mat. Anybody who's a side sleeper, has back problems, highly recommend this pad. It's bought for me as a gift by Dylan and my lovely missus for Father's Day. It's something I've had my eye on for well over a year, and they surprised me with it. So pillows, obviously brought the High Gear Comfort, and I've also brought the OEX Flux pillow. I like 2 pillows because I like to be a bit elevated when I sleep, so that works for me. These I will just blow up my mouth because they're only tiny. This one I like a bit softer, it is cushioned, but I like it to have a bit of squish to it like a pillow you get at home, and the OEX one I'll do firm. If I can get it out. So that's pillows in. So final bit of my sleep system. It's in my carrier bag at the bottom. Full disclosure, this is an item that I didn't get for free. The company that sent it to me, I would cheekily sent them an email. I told them that it was my 40th and I was going out doing my first wild camp. I let them know I'd be filming, so they'd ask me if I come. They want an honest review of it. I will be brutally honest. There's bits I've tried of it at home, but I want to try it on a night out. It is a down one. What I've noticed from trying it at home is it seems a bit snug for somebody my size. Whether that would affect everybody, I don't know. We'll see how it is over the night. Other than that, it seems to have some fairly good features on it. It is down. I think it's got 1.2 kilos of down in it, or a kilo of down in it. So it's, yeah, it's quite full. And I think it's a 650 fill power, and it's by Quezer. So I'll chuck that in and let that loft up. It is quite a heavy quilt, coming in at, I think it's 1.5 or 1.8 kilos. It's heavy, especially for down, but its comfort rating is -9, so I should be more than warm enough tonight in it. And that goes down to, I think it's -29, so it's, yeah, I should be absolutely roasting in that tonight. I'll probably end up using it as a quilt because I'm usually a quilt sleeper. But I needed something for the winter months. I saw this online, was a bit cheeky, they offered me a deal. I can't turn that down, so that's why I've ended up with that bag. So as you can see from the video, the cloud's starting to clear up a little bit, which is nice. There's my tent in the background, set up there, still rubbish at the pointing thing. The light's starting to drop now. It is currently 4:25. I'll tell you what, there's one thing that I do notice about this tent. It's very, very stealthy. I'm currently sat about 10 foot away from it, and it blends in really well. As you can see, like I just said, blends in really well. You can barely see it from here. You have no chance of seeing it from down below. Really, really good stealthy tent. So I'll talk you through what I've got to eat tonight. I'm not going to eat it yet. It's somewhere 20 to 5. Probably have it about 6, 7 o'clock, something like that. Not long since I had my dinner, really. So, bit of a favourite of mine. These pouches I buy off Amazon. If I can find a link, I will share it. They're really good for making your own sort of Wayfarer style meals. I really like them. I like making my own. I usually make breakfast in them, but I haven't brought a cooked breakfast today. I had porridge, but I've already had that. Had that for dinner. So in here, I've just got some these pasta shells that you can see, the stuffed ones. I think it's spinach and ricotta, the ones I've got today. So what I'll do is I'll cook them up in the titanium pan. A little bit of water. Once they soften up, I have inside here is a bit of a tomatoey sauce. I think it's tomato, garlic and pepper, and that's got some pieces of cooked ham in it as well, just to give me that bit of protein. So I'll mix that together. Should make a nice big hearty meal. And then for pudding, if I choose to, I don't generally eat pudding, but if I decide to have some inside here, this was inspired by Wayfarer because one of their things, I've got just some brownies from Lidl, but I possibly won't eat them. Like I said, I'm not much of a pudding eater. Despite the size of me, I don't eat a great deal of food. It's just I'm fat. So on the back of what I just said about being fat, on one of my most recent videos, it was the one where I did the lightweight camping gear, the last summer gear that I had a comment on it, and somebody mentioned it. They wasn't calling me fat. I don't want anybody going abusing this person or finding the comment or anything. You know, anybody who's watched my videos, I'm not shy about my weight. I'm not shy about talking about it. I put myself this way. There's reasons behind it. I have had bad health and stuff like that. I have changed jobs into a job where I sit down most of the time rather than being very energetic. But ultimately, it's on me. I could do more. I could get out more. I could move things around and try and do more, which is something I'm trying to do. And I don't take comments like that personal. You know, it's stuff that people need to hear, and it was meant in a kind way, and it was meant in a positive way. It was mentioned about, you know, thinking about my family, thinking about my health, making sure that I'm not going to die anytime soon and that my life's going to be as long as I can have it. And I really appreciate that, and I can't remember your name, but thank you for that. What I would like is other people to sort of be pulling me up on this as well. So I am actively trying to drop my weight, and I will periodically through my videos tell you how much I weigh. I keep saying I'm 21 stone. I haven't weighed myself in about 2 months. That's how much I was then. I'm hoping I'm actually less now, but what I'm going to start doing is I'll start probably every 4th or 5th video, I'll just mention how much I now weigh, maybe a bit more than that. If it's not dropping, just get in them comments and just give me abuse. You know, tell me you said you was going to lose weight, you said you was going to do this, because I want to be out more and I want to be doing more and I want to enjoy things. And one thing I noticed coming up here today was it was quite a struggle for me, and this is ordinarily a walk that it wouldn't have bothered me. And there is reasons, you know, I am still recovering from a broken ankle. My fitness did drop because of that, but it's no excuse. You know, I can get myself back to a point where I'm that fit and I need to do it and I need the motivation. And if I'm not doing it and I'm not getting out and I'm focusing on work and I'm falling into my mental health, I need people to just give me that kick in, well, in the head, essentially, just to sort of get out and do stuff and sort of push me into it. You know, if anybody's ever wants to meet up for a hike or wants to meet up for a camp, I'm always up for that. I'll come and do it. You'll have to go at my pace, unfortunately. But I get to where I want to be. It might take me longer than I needed, but I get there. You know, I'm only, I think, we watched it 2.03 miles away from the car, but it was all 2.03 miles uphill. And on my way back tomorrow, it's going to be that same amount down. But that is also with, I think I've probably got about 16, 17 kilos at least on my back, because I didn't bring a water filter with me today because I didn't know there was a water source, so I had brought water with me, so I've got 2 litres of water with me. I've got that sleeping bag that I brought, the Quezer one, which is, I'm trying out, the one that I got for free. That's quite a heavy bag. The tent's 2 kilos on its own. It all adds up, it's all heavier stuff, and it's the first time this season that I've brought it out. This fog's coming back in with a vengeance, but I need to be getting out and I need to be doing more and I need to be pushing myself. And it's a big part of why I set this channel up, was it to encourage me to get out, and it does. You know, that's why I'm doing the challenge I'm doing at the moment, where I want 40 videos out throughout November, because it's pushing me. The only day I haven't done anything was yesterday, and that's because I knew it was coming out today. And when I'd filmed the time lapse the day before, each one of them pictures involves me having to squat down and move things one piece by piece, and took over 200 pictures, so it was over 200 squats, and my legs yesterday were in absolute bits. It's been a long time since I've done that many squats, so that's why I didn't. But I still did other things. I still did a lot of upper body stuff, and you know, it's still exercise, and I just need to get out. I need to be doing stuff, and I need your help. Don't let me find excuses. Don't let me fall into that trap of, oh, this is the reason, that's the reason. I'm the reason. And I know I've given some reasons today during this and said, you know, this has happened, that's happened, but I own that. You know, it has happened, but there's other things I could have done. You know, I do work in an office, I do sit behind a desk, but I also live at work about 1.5 miles away from Stanley Woods, about 1.5 miles away from Helsby Hill. I'm not that far away from, I don't know what that forest's called. There's a forest nearby as well. You know, there's a lot of stuff near there. There's Frodsham Caves, there's places I could go. Yeah, where I live's very flat, there's not a great deal there, but there's a lot of greenery, there's a lot of places I could get distance in, even if I can't get the hill bits in. So, you know, it isn't an excuse. And I do go out every day because I take the dogs out, but even the dogs could go further. You know, I could do more, and I just want you all to start giving me that shove because I need it. So, also brought a bit of a tipple with me tonight because it's my birthday and it's possibly going to be the last drink that I do. So, it's a bit of almost a celebratory drink. So, I've got with me tonight, I've got a couple of these Dead Man's Fingers and Coke. So, 2 of them. Got, because I'll stick with rum because I don't want to be mixing, I've got passion fruit and lemonade, Dead Man's Finger. And then I've got whatever this one is. I think it's white rum with ginger. So we'll give that a blast as well. So try one of them. I think I'll open one of these now. These Dead Man's Finger and Coke. Get it down with the fog's come back worse than it was before. So I didn't get a sunset, unfortunately. It's quite dark out now. It's near enough pitch black. It's currently about 5:05. So I'll be in about an hour or something. Probably get into my tent maybe about 7-8 o'clock. And even in the winter, I'm not one of these for sitting in my tent all night. That's why I can get away with a slightly smaller tent. I like to, if I can be out and about and sit outside, as long as it's not raining, I'll be all right. I'll see how we hold up this fog because it's quite wet. So I have got my down jacket in there. So if you have to take the fleece off, I can always put the down jacket on. Cheers. It's quite nice. I've decided to cook. It's a bit earlier than I wanted, but the weather's not great. Unless you're not going to now be able to hear me over the stove. Yeah, the weather's not great. This fog's really setting. It's quite wet, so everything's getting a bit wet. So I'm going to retreat into the tent soonish. It's currently 25 to 6. Like I said, I don't usually go in the tent very early, but I don't want to be getting soaked through, so I'll have a bit of a chat with you in the tent. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to cook some food. Opinions on solo camping so far. It's very quiet. That's the best way to sum it up. That's generally why I haven't done it. It's not been, I know a lot of people have got fear of coming out, fear of the noises and what could happen and getting caught. None of that's ever really bothered me. It's always been, I'm not great at being on my own. I like a bit of quiet and I like to be a little bit on my own, but for hours and hours on end, I find it quite boring and I don't know what to do. Don't know if anybody's got any suggestions of what you generally do when you go to a solo wild camp. No, for me, you know, Dylan's autistic. It's essentially a full-time job as well as my actual job. So for most camps, Dylan will come with me. So I've got him to entertain and we do stuff with together. So that fills up a lot of time. Obviously, winter camps are a different kettle of fish as well. It's been dark since about 4:15. So, you know, if you go in the summer, I've still got 6 hours of daylight left yet. So, yeah, that's been interesting. I've been in the winter before, me and Dylan's been, but like I said, I've generally got him to talk to and have a bit of a gas with. That was the original plan for this camp. Like I said, the person I was supposed to be coming with, he messaged me yesterday saying he wouldn't be able to make it. He said he's got just something personal. It's not my place to disclose what's happened with him and what's going on, but yeah, there was something personal happening with him and he couldn't make it. So I had an idea of a video and an idea of what I was going to do planned out. I was going to do a bit of an interview with him. He's somebody else who discusses mental health on his videos, so I was going to have a bit of a chat with him about his mental health and see how it differs from mine and what coping strategies and stuff he uses. Obviously offer some of my wisdom from things I've dealt with, but that's not going to happen, at least not at the moment, because he couldn't come. So it was a case of I didn't want to miss out. This was always my plan B, just in case that happened. But yeah, it's an interesting one, and I don't really know what to do with myself, because it's, like I said, it's not even 6 o'clock. It's pitch black, I've got no view. I was hoping to catch some fireworks tonight, and I can't even hear any, never mind see any. I'm not big on just lying in the tent all night, but that looks like that's what I'm going to do, because it's cold and wet. Well, it's not cold, but it's wet. It's currently 8 degrees. It's quite warm. I'm actually regretting bringing that winter sleeping bag. I should have brought my little summer kit with me, because it would have been fine for this, but that's one of them things, isn't it? So the pasta's now boiling. Like I said, it doesn't take very long in this. I'll just give it a quick stir. Make sure it doesn't stick. Back on. But yeah, it's one of them things, you know, things happen with people, there's not much you can do about it, so you move on. Like I said, it's still something I wanted to do. It's still my 40th tomorrow. I still want to wake up somewhere in the hills. Like I said, I'm praying and hoping that I'm a religious man, that I'm going to get some kind of view in the morning, because it'd be nice to actually see something after the effort I've put to getting up here. It's the first time using the K&F light. From what I can see on my screen of my phone, the quality looks reasonable, and I know that doesn't always transfer, because there's been other videos where I've had quality issues. Hopefully I should be getting a new camera soon, so the odd bits of blurred images that have been coming through shouldn't happen. Unfortunately, without what the phone I've got, which is what I've been using to film on, I dropped it when me and Dylan did the 3 different peaks that we did in the Peak District, when we did the 3 Ethels, and it landed on the only rock that was on the floor, straight on the screen, and shattered it. That's also damaged my mics, so I tried recording a bit before my mics, but it was completely inaudible. When I've listened back, everything sounds robotic, so I need to replace them at some stage. So it's one of them things, it is what it is. But yeah, this light seems to be doing alright. It's actually something I saw on another YouTuber's video. He was doing a spooky camp, they were in some woodland, and I saw him and 3 other people walking around them, and it intrigued me, because I didn't have a light for the night. It's not the same one that he's got, but it's the one that I liked. It's got a lot of adjustability on it, which I like. You can change between your sepia tones and your white light tones. It's got full adjustability with that, which is really good. These packets are reusable if you want to reuse them if you bought some. I know what a lot of people do is it's got a tear top on it, and it's got a bit above. So what a lot of people do with them is they get them and they get one of the vacuum sealers, and they just seal the top so it doesn't leak. I don't bother with that. I also don't reuse them. I should do really, but it's just easier to bin them once I've camped and just get a new one for a price that cost me. It's something that me and Dylan sort of thrive in. We always try and cook fresh for each meal we go on. I will bring things like the adventure meals and stuff like that if I have to. It tends to be more than lightweight kit. For me, if I'm already carrying, between 15 and 20 kilos on my back, however heavy, I've never weighed it, but however heavy my winter kit is, an extra 400 or 500 grams in real food is not going to make much of a difference, and chances are I'm probably going to need the calories, so it's generally better. I'll just show you this before I eat it. and then I will not burn my hand on the stove because that's a bad idea. There you go, you can see that piece of the ham in it. I won't film myself eating because ain't nobody wants to see that. There's nothing worse than the sound of somebody chomping on food. So decided to get in the tent. It's 6:15. Still very muggy out there. There's a lot of cloud. It's bringing in quite a cold draft with it. Well, it's not a draft because it's not windy, but quite a cold front with it. So got inside. I think I'm gonna watch a bit of YouTube and then get my head down. It's still only early, but I want to be up early anyway. So it's one of them things. So far, quilt puffed up. Sorry, the sleeping bag's puffed up really well. Only thing I don't like about it so far is that it's a right zip, and as you can see, the way that I lay in my tent is left side, so that's been a pain. The Nemo tensor, part of the reason I brought this kit out is because I'm testing stuff for winter. Definitely would be if you get one, would be advising putting a foil mat under it. I can feel a bit of cold underneath me now. It's not anything that I'm not going to be able to cope with throughout the night, but it is there. You can feel it. So yeah, I'd just be advised that if you go in very cold conditions, that's going to be quite cold. It's currently only 6 degrees, so the mat is rated to, I think it's -5 via the R rating. I think that might be embellished a little bit. I'm quite a warm sleeper, but it's one of them things. I'll sleep fine on it, and I'll bring in the foil mat if I go any colder than this. So that being said, I will see you in the morning. I'm not going to do your pretending to wake up crap. I'll wake up and I'll just put you on when I'm up. I might make a brew. I don't know if I'm going to bother. I might just pack up when I get up and get down the hill, and then can go and enjoy my day with the family. So I will catch you tomorrow. So just a quick update. It's 2 AM. I'm still alive, not dead. I've just been listening to it, wandering around my tent for the past hour, wondering what it was, to realise it was my own beard on my sleeping bag, like an idiot. So that's all fun and games and adventures. I'm going to try and get back to sleep now for a little bit. Quick update on the Quezer sleeping bag. It's ridiculously warm. I've had to open it up like a quilt. Only actually, as you can see, got it covering half my body. It's still 8 degrees out, but yeah, this quilt is extremely warm. It's not the impression I got originally. When I first got in it last night, I think it was a bit wet because of the damp mist that was outside, because I felt quite cold when I got into it and was very dubious about the temperature ratings on it. But yeah, when I woke up, I was absolutely sweating like a pig. So I've had to open it up and unzip it a bit. I've got the upper vent on the tent open, and I've got the door open, and I've got both the outer vents open just to get a bit of a draft in here, because it's like a sweat box inside this tent at the minute. Morning. So, been up for about half an hour. It's about 5:25. My original plan was to be getting packed up now, but I've just checked out my door and it looks like the clouds cleared up, so I'm going to sort of doss about for another half an hour or an hour, tidy up, and then we'll go from there. But it's looking like hopefully I might get sunrise. So I've only had my Garmin for about 3 or 4 months, and yeah, that's a nice little touch. Wasn't expecting that when I woke up this morning. So I'm all packed up now. As you can see, I've left no trace. Like I said in the video last night, I like to leave still when it's a bit dark. Not so much in the summer months when it gets dark really early, but this time of year it's 20 to 7, so it's early enough to be up and to be out. So yeah, all packed up, ready to go. Just over a 2-mile hike now back down to the car. I'll bring you back along part of that, hopefully. Apologies, I'm using my head torch as a light because I've packed my light away. But yeah, hopefully I should get a bit of a sunrise or something, but it's starting to cloud over again, so I'm not overly sure on that. But if there is, I'll bring you back for it. If not, I'll gas a little bit on the way down. I don't know if the camera's doing it any justice, but it's still quite foggy. Nothing like what I had last night. I can actually see past the end of my nose. Couldn't have filmed anything like this with what I had then. Definitely not going to be able to see a sunrise though. yeah, its visibility is definitely not good enough for that. Don't know if you can tell because I've got my head torch out, it's quite bright, but if I just dip it down and see, it's still quite dark. It's about 10 to 7, something like that. That's not check. Oh, 10 to 7. That's my alarm's just going off. So yeah, it's 10 to 7. It is what it is. So I'm still alive, as you can see. So clearly selling your soul means absolutely nothing. Fingers crossed, don't come and get me the devil. But yeah, what's my opinions on solo wild camping? Don't think it's massively for me, if I'm honest. I like having company and somebody there with me. Bit of conversation, gives you something to do. I found I spent a lot of last night essentially twiddling my thumbs, didn't really know what to do with myself. Ideally I'd have sat out, watched some fireworks and stuff, that was my plan, but the weather didn't permit that. So I was in the tent from about 5:45, 6 o'clock, something like that. I think I went to sleep about 8:30 in the end, because there's just nothing to do. That resulted in me being up multiple times during the night. I think I was first up about 1:45 to midnight when I first heard my own beard trying to attack me. And then numerous times after that, I think I was back up again about 1:30, 3 o'clock. Eventually got up in the end at 5. I was out of the tent for, I think I got out at 6 in the end. Packed up. Like I said, it's now 10 to 7 and I'm on my way down the hill. It'd have been probably quite hard going this path much earlier than this because it'd have been a bit dark for it, I think. So just coming off the tops now, as you can see, last little stretch down into the forest. Then I got what, bit of a road walking down to where the car is. So that's the forest done. I'm going to do the last little bit on my own, sort of take it in a little bit before I get home. I didn't sleep so good last night because I was in the tent dead early, but it is what it is. So yeah, I don't know how good this video is going to be because I can't remember half of what I've recorded, but I hope you enjoy it. And I'd like to say many more to come, but I think the remainder of my wild camps are probably going to be with other people because it's nice being able to have a natter. So that being said, I will catch you in the next one.